the application of effects to your vocals can be the defining factor that separates a good mix from an outstanding one. In this video, you will discover the most effective techniques for working with vocals and achieving flawless sound every single time. Let's dive in. Our primary focus will be on the application of mix effects, decay, the high, and most importantly, the low. Alright, we're going to be on the mix. We're also going to talk about the decay, alright, and the high and the low. Now, these effects play a critical role in providing depth to your vocals, ensuring they not only complement the instrumental but also create an exciting and captivating auditory experience. However, it is important to be mindful as these effects can easily lead to mistakes. Reverb in particular is often overused by novice producers as it has the tendency to make imperfections. These concepts we'll be exploring today are integrate and advanced, at the same time effortless, very simple and straightforward. I'm going to share a pretty simple technique and not being complex. Now, the first thing I normally do, of course, as usual, let's take a listen. In the stillness of my soul is the Lord cried to you. Now, it is worth knowing that this vocal is already partially mixed, alright, with EQ, compressor, deesser, multiband. This one has been partially mixed. Now, the first thing, of course, you're going to send this to, of course, this is the instrumental, this is the music, and we have this dry vocal. First off, this one is sent to number 5, that's the music, sent to number 5, that's my instrumental, and then we have the dry vocal. This one is sent to track 6, as you can see it. And what did I do? Let me just disable this one so that you guys can follow along with what I'm trying to do right now. And this one is my reverb. Okay, so here what you want to do is you want to add your reverb, and here we have like 30% of the mix, all right, and this one we have 2% of decay. Of course, you can take away the high, you can as well, just like this, all right, and then you can as well take away the low. This one serve like EQ, as you can see it's an EQ, but what I love to do, instead of using this, I use another EQ. As you can see it, I roll up the low and I also roll up the high just a little bit, and then here is without reverb. Let me just disable the reverb. Let's take a listen. In the stillness of my soul. Now this is with reverb. In the stillness of my soul. As you can see now, the reverb is not muddy, so everything sounds pretty clean. But as you can see, I still gain stage it a little bit here. If you look at this, please, we have about minus 7.3 dB. I take away minus 7.3 dB because if I leave it like this, look at it. In the stillness of my soul. You can see it's pretty loud. So what I love to do is to take away minus 7.3 dB. Here, make sure you roll it 100%. Yours could be like this. Make sure you right click and say reset it to 100% so that we can have it like that. In the stillness of my soul. So that's it. So if I disable the instrument, in the stillness of my soul, you can see it without reverb. In the stillness of my soul. You can see how reverb is very powerful. So this is actually how I normally process it, and then after that we can now go into mastering. So by the time I master everything will now glue together so that it's fitting properly. So that's how I normally do it, so that at the end of the day everything fitting properly. The reverb and the vocal, they glue together and pretty tight. All right, so let's take a listen one more time. In the stillness of my soul is the Lord cried to you. So basically that's how it works. And what I would normally do is to this is the dry vocal, is to side chain it here. I'll come and say side chain to this guy, to the instrumental, and then I'll load in this track spacer. All right, then I'll come here, I'll make sure that the side chain, I pick this one, which is the dry vocal, all right, which is this guy. So, and then I go back Then I make sure that I set it to this amount, this one to this amount, to about 3.5 thereabouts, and this one to this amount. You can see the amount here. All right, that's the low, and the high, I make sure I set it to this amount so that whenever it plays in the stillness of my, you can see it ducks the instrumental a little bit so that everything glued together. All right, you can see that whenever I talk, whenever the lead vocal sings, it ducks the instrumental down. That way it sits on the instrumental so that everything is glued together. And that's how I normally do it. Okay, so from here now I can now export it and then master it. So guys, this is how you want to apply your reverb. Make sure you create another box, right? You want to make sure you put your reverb on empty mixer track and not on the vocal. But you can see that the vocal is on 6 and the reverb is on 7. But what I love to use that has worked for me over time is making sure that my reverb is on another mixer track so that I can easily blend it in the way I want it. Until the next one, stay creative. Peace out.